Thank you for watching KITV4 Island News. Now stay with us for hourly weather updates as we track Douglas's approach towards Kauai.
Yeah, it has been a long day for a lot of us, but we're also so thankful that Douglas spared the majority of Hawaii. As we go, we'll take a look back from the beginning.
We're continuing to see that weakening trend pretty much at a standstill at the moment.
About an hour ago, Maui County residents were awakened by an emergency alert on their phones, signaling that the hurricane watch was upgraded to a hurricane warning.
Red Cross volunteers as well as staff members from the Hawaii Convention Center are already here trying to set up the shelter location.
The cone of uncertainty, I'm getting a lot of questions on social media about this. This doesn't mean this red line that's going to be the center of the storm. This means that most of our projected models are in agreement that this is the path it is going to take.
Sandy Beach is, one of the most famous surf spots here on Oahu, and maybe even the world. Definitely a lot of people coming out here every day. And I just got here actually, and surfers tell me I don't surf, so this is according to surfers, but they're telling me this is right now fun surf waves, like fun kind.
The hurricane watch, hurricane warnings, those are all out of play for now here on the Big Island, but tropical storm warnings still in effect at Honolulu Beach Park. I've talked to some veterans here. They're excited actually for the surf.
Right now it's a calm for the storm. I surf other hurricanes here, but yeah, this is probably the best conditions you can get a hurricane right now.
Well, it's actually kind of eerie. This kind of reminds me of Iniki. Everything is very quiet. I'll reverse my camera and you can see that's the sleeping giant right there. I live right on the bottom of the sleeping giant, and everything is so calm and quiet. The birds are singing. It's reminiscent of how it was before Iniki, and that's kind of worrisome.
Can you guys hear it?
Yep, we can hear it.
Can you hear it?
Yep.
That made me emotional.
Wow, it brings back memories,
it's eerie,
doesn't it? Of previous natural disasters.
My heart is beating really fast, and I just started shaking. It just makes it real, doesn't it?
We did just get an update, this one from Robert Ballard, shout out to you at the National Weather Service, that there were gusts that were picked up around 64 miles per hour in Kula, just leeward of Haleakala.
We think that as the center of Douglas began to move over the warmer water closer to the main Hawaiian Islands, that may have slowed the weakening trend down or temporarily stopped it.
If you don't have to go to a shelter, don't go to a shelter just because there is one. If you have the ability to shelter at home safely, especially during this period with COVID-19, I would recommend staying at home or in an area with friends, family, that you can be safe.
Be particularly vigilant because of the surges and high surges, as well as potential flooding and dangerous winds that will be hitting those sides of the island. So we've asked those residents in particular to be really vigilant and be ready in case anything goes wrong.
What's of concern this time around is the wind direction will be coming from a southerly direction. As you may know, all of our islands are used to having winds blow from as trade winds, and so when that happens and you have a strong wind event that's coming in a different direction, you may have a lot of falling trees and debris on the road.
We're just really strongly encouraging people to be sheltering in place. As of now, they should be sheltering in place. We expect significant effects from the system to move through.
This right here, if you look at a storm, this is where those strong winds are, right around that center of circulation. So we'll kind of mark it off for you. You can see it. There it is. That's where the strongest winds are.
I have decided to close state offices here on Oahu and on Kauai on Monday, tomorrow. The judiciary, all courts will be closed as well, and the University of Hawaii and the Department of Education are closing all of their facilities as well.
That we're going to feel the impacts of a hurricane as close to Oahu as has happened in a very long time. It could be a life-threatening event. We don't want to see anyone get hurt or worse.
Actually, we're going to reroute to Malika. If you can hear me, I was wondering how cool it is there.
I actually was wondering the same thing because I was freezing earlier. I was literally shaking out here. Now it's getting a bit warmer. I don't have the exact numbers, but you know, it was enough to have me like chicken skin all over.
Super hot, super humid out here, and like I said, the weather has been rather intermittent, so I need to hang on to this even though it's dry skies and sunny right now.
We're expecting extreme winds, the surges, the dangerous surf. It's going to be a deadly combination. We're already seeing the surf pick up at spots like Sandy Beach, Makapu'u. It's dangerous for those that don't know how to get out of the water already.
Strongest winds are right here, but we also have some weaker but still strong winds, tropical storm force here, likely 60, 70 mile per hour winds here. The hurricane force winds, 85, maybe higher, they're up to the north. So that's where the strongest winds. That seems like it's going to miss us unless it were to take a direct turn more to the west. That would have to happen soon.
We've been having occasional gusts of wind and rain. It kind of cleared up a bit, and now it's starting to get a little dark again.
And when there's wind moving at the higher levels, very strong, like there is right now, basically, as we were talking about earlier, if you were watching earlier, the center of circulation is basically in one spot. The top of the center of circulation is further north. We'll just connect this to make a cylinder. That's the eye.
Personally, I think people need to start depending on their own judgment and less on other people and experts and government officials. People need to start thinking for themselves. That's my opinion.
So once again, even though here on Oahu, a storm appears to be passing to the north of the islands, at least the heavier wind and heavier rain, we will still feel some effects from this. Again, there's that big surf for the east side of the island, as well as additional rainfall for Oahu and Kauai.
The last time this had happened and we came back, we actually got robbed. A lot of us will not move.
We're out here in Punaluu. We showed you Kahava earlier, and along the coast, you know, they're prepared for these things. You can see some of the homes out here boarded up. They were expecting the worst. Luckily, as you guys have been mentioning, it appears to be passing.
We dodged the bullet. You know, I'm so thankful to the good Lord that we didn't get inundated.
No matter what, we're gonna overcome and get through this adversity. We just hope and pray that everyone